What's up? Back with Doug's draft grade here. Blow a breeze on my Burkhead. Running backs, Le'Veon Bell, grabbed him in the third round. Devin Singletary in the sixth round. Marlon Mack and Jalen Samuels. Jalen Samuels might end up being nothing, but you got him in the 14th round. And I get it. James Conner can't stay healthy, but the question is that even if Jalen Samuels is a backup there, well, going back to the top, you got Le'Veon Bell. Now you got him in the third round, which value-wise, that's pretty standard. At the end of the third as well. Man, he has fallen from graces, hasn't he? From fantasy love. He got that Adam Gase offense over there in the Jets, and I mean, last year he got a lot of carries, a lot of catches, but just no touchdowns and just not the yardage. They did work on the offensive line this year. He could end up being an extreme value there. However, Adam Gase is saying that Frank Gore is the guy out of camp. Like the 37-year-old running back Frank Gore is doing better than your $50, $60 million Le'Veon Bell. Come on. That's just a guy that doesn't want Le'Veon Bell on his team. He said that after they signed him, that he didn't want Le'Veon Bell. But, he showed that he'll use him. He used him last year, so he'll use him this year. Devin Singletary, he had a really good back half of last year. Now they did draft another rookie. So we'll see how that split goes because he was splitting carries a lot with Frank Gore at the beginning of the year, but then he really started to take on and look good at the end of the year. As your number two, I'd feel a little bit, nervous about that, but you have Marlon Mack, who in the beginning of the year, heck, and almost the entire year, they could be splitting carries behind that great offensive line. So you could be really solid there with a steal of an eighth-round pick. I know, I took Jonathan Taylor myself, and I took him in the fourth. So you saved 4 rounds, and you could get about the same value out of that guy. So we'll see how that plays out. But his overall depth, I mean, I would suggest trying to find some more. But that's the toughest thing is running back depth is tough. And in this draft, they went really fast. Going to wide receivers, you grab Tyreek Hill in the second round, Stephon Diggs in the fourth, CeeDee Lamb in the seventh, Golden Tate I really like out of the ninth. He could be the number one guy there. If you look at the time last year when he came back, Daniel Jones really seems to like him. Ashawn Jeffries is injured, but he should be back by week 3. You don't need him right away, and he could end up being a steal in round 11. And Randall Cobb, nobody knows how that Houston passing game is going to shake up. So getting him in the 13th round is not a bad gig there. You got Josh Allen, a guy that runs the ball a lot. You know that Josh Allen has as many rushing touchdowns as Saquon Barkley does through the 2 years of their career. Freaking crazy. Rushing touchdowns. So that dude is a hoss. And if he continues to do that and has a little bit more with Stephon Diggs, you could be looking to a really nice 1-2 punch on your team. Got Jimmy G as your backup quarterback, took him with your last pick. Solid guy, He's shown that he can do it, but they want to run the ball. But as far as a guy that's not going to lose you points, maybe efficiency just to come in 1 week and play during your bye week, he's fine. Travis Kelce, now taking him in the first round, you can really tell how that affected your running back core. I mean, you could have had like the Austin Eckler as well as, Le'Veon Bell, then still taking Le'Veon Bell in the third round. It's tough because you got the best player at the position, though. And in tight end, there's not a lot that give you that kind of an advantage. So I'm not mad at you. I think that it just takes a toll on your team in other places. Now, would I have taken Gronk in the 5th after taking Kelce? No, I wouldn't have. Because, 1, Gronk's not worth a 5th-round pick. And 2, you already have Travis Kelce. I get it. You're going to try to throw more as him as a wide receiver. But then you went heavier on your wide receivers and left yourself with only 4 running backs, 2 of which are timeshares, and 1 is a backup that might not ever play. So that's where you kind of you went a little bit rogue there. But overall, though, when you got that kind of a player at Kelce, it doesn't hurt your team too bad. You just have to be very, very active on the waiver wire and find those other pieces when they explode out in the first couple weeks. Not really going to go over the defenses, but you do have the Rams. They're good. They have Aaron Donald. They got Jalen, whatever his last name is. I can't remember it. Ramsey. That's it. Ramsey. And I don't edit my video, so this is what you're going to get. But overall, I think that, by taking a second tight end in a spot that you didn't need them and then still pushing a little bit harder on the wide receivers over the running backs, I'm going to give this team a C. I like Josh Allen's potential. I like Le'Veon Bell being able to have a bounce back year and get him in the third round, and he could be a top 12 guy. That's great. But like I said, the Gronk pick in the fifth round really kind of sunk your team, because now it looks, you took CeeDee Lamb as your third wide receiver, and he's the third wide receiver on his team. So it shows that it injures you a little bit and hinders your ability to make a little bit more of a formidable team, especially if you're going to sacrifice your first round grade on Travis Kelce. So C overall.